Welcome back, humble traders. Today I'll be doing a technical breakdown on NIO, ticker symbol NIO. For those new to the channel, I focus mainly on the potential traps laid out by the market makers, and I do not provide any buy or sell calls. Always remember, the stock market is never obvious. It is designed to fool most of people most of the time. Without further ado, let's take a look at NIO. So apparently, you can see that NIO didn't really had a lot of power because it didn't even test its cloud resistance. Shows that there's not a lot of momentum in the stock. And to no surprise, I don't think it announced very good results, and hence we did see a drop of just about roughly around 9% on last Friday's trading session. So you can see that where exactly are my supports for NIO? Clearly, you can see that this baseline here is being currently being held. Currently holding the stock at about 1960. So it seems that buyers are still coming in at this particular support levels. So it seems that I don't think that buyers are have left this stock completely yet. And in the event that we do break down, where exactly are my next supports for NIO? The first support that I'm looking for NIO is about 1880, just below this $19 psychological support. Most retail investors may put their stop losses just below this $19. So I'll be watching this level very closely. In the event that we do hold this level, then potentially we may expect more upside. To see whether NIO has buyers are still supporting this counter. This 1880 is a very, very critical support for NIO, because in the event that we hold, then we potentially can have a higher low, and thereafter try to establish a higher high here. Nevertheless, in the event that 1880 were to break down and there's a lot of delisting fears here and there, then the next support that I'll be looking at is actually this conversion line, this blue line here. This blue line will act as a support, like how this red line is acting as a support currently for NIO. So this blue line is actually positioned at around 1780. So this is another potential support for NIO. And once again, it's just below a psychological support of $18. So we may expect some support here in the event that 1880 were to break down. And essentially my last support for NIO is around 1670, which was apparently this low of 1678. So this is the last support for NIO. In the event that we do break down, then the market makers may potentially want to close this gap here of this very strong gap up that we have yet to close. And this gap may eventually be closed before we can actually have a potential reversal, or we may eventually just break down this 1301 support. Nevertheless, you need to be careful because we did have a sell down and it was quite a heavy volume. But the good thing is that we did not finish at the bottom. So long as the stock don't finish at the bottom, then there's still chance for buyers to actually be buying at the lows of this day. And you can see that this candle is neither here nor there. It seems like a bit of uncertainty. So the buyers and sellers are actually equally strong. Look at the MACD, we lost a bit of momentum. You can see that the histogram actually turned to a lighter shade of green, and we may see some slightly pullback before going back up again. So yeah, just a quick recap. In the event that this 1960 do not hold next week, we may potentially fall to 1880. Next support will be 1780. And my last support for NIO will be about 1670, 1680. In the event that we do break down, then potentially market makers may want to try to close this gap. And in the event that we do rebound, I believe that we will still be blocked by the cloud at around $22 to $24. So this cloud is relatively thick. So we may face some rejection over here. Of course, this is provided that we manage to break out of this recent high of around 2260. And of course, we need to break out with good volume, because if we do not break out with good volume, then unfortunately, it may be just a fake breakout. So yep, if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe as you keep the uptrend channel intact. Leave a comment below your thoughts on this particular stock, or if you have any other stock tea requests. Till we meet again, appreciate the manipulation.